Hey there everyone, this is Cloud Chief, and today I wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you about a summon trust order. The thing about having a good summon trust order is it can actually make a difference in a fight. And there are no hard rules on this, as depending on what fight and how things are going, you might want to switch the order up. So with that said, you'll want to keep in mind what type of fight you're about to go into, and then use your best judgment on what order you should use. But this is an overall just good solid method that'll give you a high chance of winning a fight by having this order. To start off with the trust summoning order, you want to start off with your tank first if you're not tanking. Having him first so that way he can immediately jump on the mob and doesn't have to run through the rest of your trusts to try and get to it is definitely where you want to start. After that, you would want to have your DPS. Then you could have trusts that move. This would be either rangers or healers like Apuru that end up running around. So that way you can summon them earlier in the summon order and they will move out of range anyway, and then that gives more room for any further trusts so that way they're more likely out of range of AoEs. So after the trusts that end up moving back, I like supports, so either like bards or red mages or even other white mages if you want more than one white mage, and then I like to summon black mages last. Now, you may want to switch it so that way your black mages are in front of your support and healers, but again, that's going to come down to personal preference. I personally like black mages all the way in the back because that way they are less likely to get hit, and even if they are hit, black mages tend to go down much faster than white mages. So that way, having them completely last gives them less likely getting hit, leaving it for a low chance of them actually dying. The only exception that you want to be aware of are Geo summons. Geo summons like Koopafried or Moogle that just give you the effect, but yet you can't cast on them and enemies can't hit them and none of that happens. You want to have them earlier, and you also want to be very careful when summoning a Geo Trust that you don't put it behind moving trusts. If you summon, say, a Puru, then summon Koopafried is then going to run around and follow Apuru wherever she goes, and considering she runs away, there's a chance that she could run out of range and you're not actually getting the Geo effect. So you want to have Geos summoned first or like immediately after your tanks. Since Geos though can't get hit by enemies and can't interact with enemies, and they literally just stand there and apply their effect, just as long as you're not putting them behind moving trusts, there's not really a problem. You can actually also use them as spacers, like summon your tank, then summon 2 Geos, then summon your support. That way your support's further back and they're less likely to get hit. The only other thing to note about trust is if, say, one of them dies in the middle of the line, you don't have to get rid of them all and then resummon them to have them in the order. If you summon the same trust or even a different trust, it will take the spot of that trust from where they are at. And if you go ahead and just talk to each individual one to dismiss them and then resummon them, they will resummon to the same position you initially summoned. The only exception to this rule is if you use the /refa space all command, which will release all summon trusts. I don't know what exactly REFA stands for, but that will release all your trusts. By doing that, it's like you just zoned, so then you can summon a different order and they will be in that order. And that about sums up Trust Summon Order. While this isn't like a game-breaking thing, and it's not going to make a big difference, if you're getting in a fight where it's coming down to the wire and it's neck and neck, having the right summon order can actually make the difference. So this isn't going to completely revolutionize your game. However, it will give you a slightly better advantage if you are taking into account what order your trusts are being summoned in, so that way your supports aren't taking as much damage from AoEs, your DDs and tanks can just get on the mob really fast and aren't like running all over the place to get to it. So it does make a difference, be it it's just a little bit of a difference. I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you got some value out of it, and may you have success in all you do.